mga kasama, Attorney Martin Delgra. Atin hong palakpakan.
Magandang hapon po. Gaya-gaya din ako ni General. Bago mag-umpisa, mag-emote muna ng sandali. Pero sa totoo lang, I don't want to see that video. Nakakagalit. Not because of me, but because of Mayor Ruby. Because of him. But you know what? I watched that video again, and I was trying to recall that almost everyone was up to his feet, to their feet. Tumataas yung boses, no? Makita naman kung sino yung tumataas ang boses. Lahat na. Pati na din ako siguro. But I like to put that in context. No? I have to hold my ground because some people were telling me bakit hindi ko raw binalikan or anong ginawa ko kay General Torre. But you know what? Ano ko lang ito? Nag-isipan ko lang yun na I need to hold my ground because I need to protect the President on my side. With E.S. Medialdea on the other side. Kasi mas matanda si E.S. Medialdea, nung sinita siya, hindi talaga niya mapigilan, kaya napusasan si E.S. Medialdea. But I like to go back to my observation as I was looking at that video, that particular video. And you try to look that you try to watch that video again in your own time, and try to see that whole stretch of about siguro mga 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And then try to see who was the most calm in that video. Sino? Si Tatay. Si PRRD. Si Mayor Ruby. He was just there, sitting. Hinihila na ako. Nagagalit na si Kitty. Tumataas na yung boses ni Anilet. Everyone was up to his feet. By the orders of General Torre, the police at the back were already about to gang up on us. But the man was sitting like this and looking around, not saying a word. And yet, siya yung focus nung araw na yan. Hindi lang siya yung focus, siya yung objective ng BBM administration at ng mga kapulisan who carried out the orders. But he was the most calm person in the room. And he was just looking around. And the only time he said something was, Hanilet was already raising her voice. But he was not addressing Hanilet. He was addressing the policewoman who was holding the hand of Hanilet, or the arm of Hanilet. He was saying, huwag mo na lang hawakan, huwag mo na lang hawakan. So makita mo, tayong tao, matanda na, 80 years old, but still with a very sharp mind. At least at the time, 8 months ago. And when I heard the news that he has difficulty having to stand trial, and that really brought me down. Everyone, not only my family, but everyone. And I hope and pray that God will grant him the grace of good health, sustain him psychologically, emotionally, as we go through this, as he goes through this with everyone of us praying for him, supporting him, rallying for him, and everything that we need to do to bring him home. I'd like to divert a little bit with Colonel having to say something about yung mga nasa AFP at saka PNP. And I would like to affirm, I can say this, no? I'd like to affirm that there's so much support in the organization. At manggagaling yan doon sa tao. In one of those conversations, I've seen the man up close and I've seen the man from a distance. Kung ano yung makita nyo, ano yung marinig nyo, ganun din siya pagkatabi mo siya. Walang plastikan, walang pagbabago. Okay? One time, he mentioned about, not necessarily the exact words, but basically what he said was, yung trabaho ng isang tao, na yung trabaho niya ay magpakamatay sa bayan, saludo ako. And he was referring to the AFP, yung mga kasundaluhan at mga pulis. That's why when he became president, he took care of those who really stand and whose work, whose duty, if need be, to die for his country. And it is at this time that he has called upon those who admire to do your duty and stand up for your country. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Having said that, kahapon I flew in from Davao. And I was surprised, sir. Alam ko na marami akong nakakausap na mga retired military officers and enlisted men. From time to time, in fact, magte-text, mga ganun. Pero, I was surprised that yesterday, in the airport, a person came to me and asked me, ikaw ba yung abogado ni PRRD? Sabi ko, opo, isa po sa mga abogado. Gusto niya magpa-selfie, and I have to oblige. So, nagpa-selfie. And then, in return, I was just curious, I have to ask, sabi ko, ano po yung trabaho niyo, sir? Hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung anong pangalan, anong ranggo, sundalo po. No? At may ranggo. And sabi ko, okay lang po ba kayo? Okay lang po ba sa inyo, sir? Sabi niya, okay lang po. Kasi yung sentimento po ng mga kasamahan nila nasa kay PRRD. And to me, that is uplifting. Kasi nga, there is one brave person, because normally you don't get those kind of reaction. And really, that reaction coming out publicly, expressing it publicly. But I appreciate it very much. Sabi ko, ituloy nyo lang yung servisyo nyo sa bayan. Yung lang masabi ko. And bumalik sa isip ko yung sinabi ni PRRD. Kung yung trabaho ng isang tao magpakamatay, it need be para sa bayan. Saludo ako. Kaya mataas ang respeto niya sa mga kasundaluhan at sa mga kapulisan. However, as in all things and in all statements, at sa lahat ng mga sinasabi niya, at the end of the day, he would always say, I take full legal responsibility sa mga ginawa ng panahon ng panunungkulan niya. hindi niya inatrasan yan. And that's the reason why he's there. And for those who love him, for those who have benefited from his from the work that he has done in government, collectively, not singularly, but collectively, kasi hindi naman niya kaya yan pag walang suporta sa mga tao. Hindi talaga mangyayari. Yung mga mabuti, magaganda, magagaling na nangyari sa panahon ng administrasyon niya. Segue lang ako ng konti sa isang bagay para sa bayan. Hanggang ngayon, ang iniisip ko lang talaga, kung merong isang proyekto na pwede mong i-accredit o credit sa administrasyon ito. Think of one project. Yung malalaki ha? Yung malalaki. Kahit nasaan kayo galing. Siyempre, yung project na alam natin, blew before our very face, before us, yung flood control. Yun ang problema. Pero think of a project na talagang napakinabangan or ginagawa na mapakinabangan ng taong bayan. Na ginawa, na iplano, na nasimulan ng administrasyong ito. Kayo na po ang sumagot kung meron man.
Meron siya.
Ano po?
Magnanakaw ang ginawa nila.
Ayun ang problema. Kasi po, hindi yung proyekto. Nasa tao talaga yan. Kung gustong magnakaw, talagang papasukin talaga yung bahay nyo. Kung gusto talaga magnakaw. Yun ang problema. But I like to make a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer in the defense team dun sa Hague. Nakikiusap lang ako kung ano yung pwedeng maitulong natin doon sa legal team. Yun lang po ang paminsan-minsan ginagawa natin. Si ES. Earlier that day, by the way, they all came from Hong Kong, so they had their passport. Okay? They had their passport. So earlier that, after lunch, kasi dinala siya, gabi na, di ba? Nung hapon, I had occasion to sit beside him. And alam na namin, umaga pa lang, alam na namin yung plano. Na hindi siya makakalabas ng Villamor except to get him into the plane and fly him out of the country. Yun talaga ang plano. So, nung after lunch, humupa. Actually, magkakatensyonado lang yung Kalayaan Hall pagpapasok si General Torre. Pero pag wala siya, humupa ng konti. So, sabi ko sa kanya, bye, hindi ako makakasama sa iyo. Sabi niya, bakit? Bisaya, no? Pero itatagulog ko lang. Bakit? Wala akong passport. Pero, hahabol ako kung matuloy ko. Si ES, it was asked and he joined the group. And I like to commend, and this I like to say publicly, I like to commend ES Pingbong Mildendea for the love, support, and loyalty to PRRD. Alam nyo ba na, hindi ko na lang sasabihin ano nangyari kay PRRD ha, pagdating, baka magalit kayo na lalo. Sasabihin ko na nangyari kay ES. Alam nyo ba na, nung binaba ng COVID-19, sinabihan niya yung mga taga-ICC, yung mga medical personnel, you bring him to the hospital. Sinabihan niya. Kasi, for those sa inyo na hindi nakakaalam, hindi yan napapagod dyan on long travels. Galing lang sila sa Hong Kong. Ngayon, you have a very long travel to the Hague. Anyway, so, something happened I don't want to discuss. So, yun na talaga ang strict instruction ni ES. Bring him to the hospital. Siya naman, there was already an onset. No? Dumaan na siya dun sa meron na siyang heart condition. He was brought to the hospital on a wheelchair. And pasensya na Bingo. He was told that he has to be admitted. But he said na, I don't want to be admitted. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi pag i-admit siya sa hospital, hindi niya makikita si PRR. That was Wednesday that I arrived. The initial hearing was Friday, Wednesday evening, and on. But the doctor said, you will die. You know what the short reply of PS Bingo said? Everyone dies. He was treated, but eventually he was discharged. I mean, he was not confined, but the following day, Thursday, they were looking for Mayor Rudy, for Tatay Digong. They went to the detention facility. There is no Mr. Duterte here. Pumunta sa hospital kasi they could not find him. So, in short, naganap. Nalaman na lang nila, he was brought, I think, on the second night. If my memory, if what was said to me was correct. No? Anyway, Friday morning, kasi 1:30 yung hearing. Yan, 1:30 Friday ang hearing. Morning, he had occasion and he really asked for time with his client. Asked for his client. So, he was there for an hour inside. Nagalit pa siya kasi dumating yung doktor, kinuha yung 20 minutes of his time. Kasi sine-check up pa siya na. So sabi niya, nung umalis yung doktor, sinabihan niya yung detention facility, don't take 20 minutes, take away the 20 minutes that he took from me. So, nag-usap sila, blah blah blah. So, yun po ang nangyari. And then, that afternoon, talagang pagod na pagod siya. Pagod na pagod si ESP. And, nung pumasok siya, ang gara ng ano niya, no? Ng suot niya. Alam mo, naka-sneaker at saka jogging pants lang yan sa loob. Nung sinabi niya sa akin, naka-sneaker at saka jogging pants, sabi niya, I can appear this way. But the registry, yung tinatawag na registry sa kanila, official of record court. No, you have to don the official attire of the court out of respect to the court. So that's why you see him that way. Pero talagang all the preparations and all the things that I did until that hearing was something very remarkable for E.S. Bingo to do what he did to you. So I thank you, E.S. Bingo, for the service that you have done, not only to the country, but personally to PRRD. Thank you very much. And then I will give context to that. But I already applied that for a visit, but unfortunately I was not able to get that permission from the ICC. You have to apply online. So, haba-haba, ilang pages you have to fill up. Anyway, I was denied. But I told everyone there who were able to visit to tell them na to tell PRRD that I was there. Anyway, when I arrived there was a group of Filipino who asked me to share the next day. At hindi ko alam. Iba pala yung mga Pinoy. Medyo ano lang tayo, light moments. Iba pala yung mga Pinoy, lalo na yung sa Hague. Pag tingnan yung Facebook, ang daming vlogger pagdating sa Hague. At hindi ko alam na nung pagpunta ka doon the next day, there's a group of Filipino, mga OFW karamihan. Yung pala mga instant vlogger kasi lahat sila nakatingin sa akin, pero lahat sila merong naka-video na pala. So yun ang hindi ko alam. Pero anyway, when you are there, you will really be proud of being Filipino. Really, I tell you. And then if you have a chance, you go there, you will make yourself proud. Magugulat ka lang. And then yung spirit of bayanihan, which is uniquely Filipino, nandun. Ano yung makikita mo? Wala pong bayad. Kung may itadala doon ng pagkain, it's for everybody. Yung sound system, I was surprised. Kaninong sound system ito? Sa kanya po. Bit-bit galing sa bahay. Sino magdadala pa uwi? Ililigpit ko lang yan. Uwi ko sa bahay. So, I mean, everyone pitched in just to make things happen. And then at that time, Sabado, mababa yung weather. Pag Sabado kasi marami mga Pinoy. And then nagulat ako, may ice cream truck sa gilid. Owned by a Filipina who is married to a Dutch. Yung ice cream niya, lahat doon sa loob, libre sa lahat ng nandun. All day long, they would stay. Hanggang maubos yung ice cream. At hindi po nagpapabayad. I was so embarrassed, and I'd like to share a little bit, sana, para lang maibsan yung gasto. Para, you know, alam ko naman, babalik na naman sila dun eh. At maglilibre ng ice cream. Ayaw tumanggap ng donasyon. Kung ano yung gusto mong i-donate mo. Para huwag ka lang magbigay ng pera. Ganun po yung spirit of voluntarism, of bayanihan ng mga Pinoy doon sa Hague. And you know, because at that point in my sharing, I mentioned that malapit po sa puso yung mga OFW, sa puso ni Mayor Rudy. Nakakagulat yung mga kasama ko na galing ako sa downtown at nakasabay ko papunta doon. Nagulat ako, may dalawa galing Switzerland. They have to take the plane going there. At tinanong ko, kailan kayo babalik? Pagkatapos po, nung gabi na yan, babalik na, ha? And people there all the way come from London, Italy, Spain. Mapakapag ka talaga. They really go out of their way, you know. It's really about showing your love and support for the man that they believe have helped them a lot while they were working abroad and keeping their families in the Philippines safe and comfortable. Yun po ang paniwala ng mga OFW. At marami pong salamat sa suporta ninyo as regards that.